Their former striker and great friend of the show and great coach, Clive Allen. Clive, a very good morning, mate. How are you?
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Not great this morning.
Well, I was going to.
Can I just ask, Ali? Was that my former midfield dynamo, Jamie O'Hara, saying Spurs are back?
What do you think, mate?
Kiss of
this is the worst show in the world for saying something and getting it wrong. Because the boys, we've got 6-7 guys of a team here, Clive. Go back over old pieces that you say to come back and bury you after you say them. And I've got to say, O'Hara's been heard more than once, mate. He's definitely been heard more than once. But in all seriousness, pal, you look at the weekend, unbelievable result against Manchester City, and then listen, at the best of times Burnley's a difficult place to go to. However, I think it's third defeat in 4. But what was maybe a little bit more concerning, Clive, was the post-match interview. Would you agree?
Absolutely, Ali. I think you as a coach know that when you're in charge of a side, you're looking at what they potentially can achieve. And last weekend, Antonio Conte looked at his team and thought, right, I've got a team. He came out publicly, said how good the group of players were, and you could just see his frustration, his disbelief really last night with the performance, with the result, and obviously the run of results that they've now had. 4 defeats in 5 Premier League games. That is really poor form when you're trying to find a top 4 place.
Going to say to you, Clive, you know, it seemed like a week ago that Conte's talking about getting Harry Kane, you know, long-term contract, you get 3 months and all that stuff, and then he's coming out with an interview, Clive, that I'm thinking to myself, he's doing it for a reason, right? He's definitely doing it for a reason. For the reason, what the reason is, we're not sure, but it looked as though he was trying to get a message to somebody, potentially Daniel Levy.
Well, I think you just understand his frustration. Obviously, the transfer window perhaps wasn't what he was expecting. 4 went out, 2 came in.
Yeah.
He went public and said that the numbers, obviously, the number of players that we now have is less, so we're a weakened squad. That first off was a message. Then you just look at the way the team's played over the last 2 weeks. An exceptional performance, and then a performance that wasn't what Spurs are capable of. So his frustration must be, well, we saw it. We've seen the way he reacted.
Clive, you know, after the game in the interview, he said that he wants to speak to the club, speak to the owner, but we're baffled as what he wants to speak to them about. The transfer window's closed. Surely, if you're an owner, you're saying to him, just coach the team and get results and get us into the top 4.
Well, absolutely, Gabby. I think the thing that was alarming was that he was questioning his own ability publicly. I'm sure the club wouldn't like that. They've appointed him. He's a serial winner, and it just sounds as if he's not able to do the job that he's come in to do. And when those stories and when you hear him talking in that way, it was really worrying.
Do you think, Clive, it's I know probably not from a Tottenham, but refreshing that he's actually been so honest? Or do you think he's got something else lined up? Because a lot of managers would have that result and sort of blame the wind or the rain or whatever, or the short turnaround from the Man City game. But he's actually been so honest and refreshing to go, do you know what I mean, this might not be for me? Or do you think he's got something lined up, or it's just a strange interview?
You're right, Shay. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? Because it's not as if Antonio Conte's not experienced in this situation. Yeah. More often than not, he's a winner. He's at the top of the league. He's striking for trophies. He's now in a slightly uncharacteristic position that he's got a Spurs side. He needs to get to 4th place, get into the Champions League, and he's probably feeling now and he's understanding the job that he's taken on.
Clive, I'll tell you what I find it strange. Perhaps been half full rather than half empty, and we were speaking about it earlier. Spurs have got 2 games in hand. They win the 2 games in hand, and they actually go a point behind Manchester United. And they must have as good a realistic chance of ending and getting the top 4 spot.
Yeah, Ali, I think, but you're looking at it, they had 4 games in hand a few weeks ago. They have a magnificent result against Manchester City.
Yeah.
And they have to back it up with a result against Burnley. That hasn't happened. All of a sudden, the whole emphasis is all negative at the moment. And that is exactly the wrong way to be attacking, finishing in 4th place. Yes, they've still got a chance. But the atmosphere within the group, the consistency of the team at the moment is far from good enough in winning a fourth place.
And a tough game going to Leeds, mate, at the weekend.
Well, obviously, I'm sure it's going to be wet, windy. It's going to be absolutely incredible atmosphere as it was against Manchester United. And the thing is, you know the way Leeds are going to play. They'll be full on, they'll be full throttle, they'll put Spurs under immense pressure. It's whether they can, they've got to react and come back from what was a poor performance last night.
Clive, final note, any golf? Get in for the boys?
Not yet, Ali. In the next couple of weeks, I'll be back to my golf. Too wet and windy.
I need to come down and redeem myself for that last performance at the Loch, man. I was hopeless. Yeah, I'm hopeless.
Absolutely. Ali, I know, like Tottenham, you're a better golfer than the one I see at
Clive, flattery will get you everywhere, mate.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Thursday and Friday morning, 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.